So yesterday we got an interview with Huey Jensen and Andrew Brown on the article Revitalizing Standard and what they were answering some questions about what they were planning to do specifically when it concerns bans, but they essentially didn't really answer any of the major questions that we were waiting for, and they didn't specify which bans were going to happen and all, so we're going to have to wait until the 29th of May here to get an update on most likely what the bannings are going to look like at the end of before, like where the rotation was going to happen, because essentially we got some new info. I'm going to cover that in a second. But yeah, 29th is because the Arena Championship is on the 27th, I think 27th, 28th. So they don't want to mess with Standard before that. Like they don't want to impact it at all. But then we're going to get that article that's going to come out right after that will probably very high likelihood of having some bans in it. So I guess that's good news overall. But what happened yesterday is, they answered essentially more specifics about when they want to ban cards. So we have this, actually, this is the same thing we knew with 2-year rotation going to 3-year rotation. That's just what we already knew. But here we go. Bans will mostly be done with the rotation. So what they're doing is they are going to plan bans instead of them being random, which is an upside and a downside. It is a downside for balance, but it's an upside for paper players because they'll know when bans are coming. And I guess that's a good thing. I don't know. I only care about balance, so I really don't care about anything else. So it's a little bit unfortunate for me to hear this, that if there's a problematic card, well, we're gonna have to wait until rotation, or this other thing that we'll talk about in a second. But yeah, essentially they want it to be more consistent, and it's going to be changes across all formats. So they're doing all formats at the timing. Well, they specify here. Wizards is going to do one banning event per year prior to the previews of the rotation set. So the set that's going to be coming at rotation every year. The set that comes in the fall that will also mark sets moving out of standard. This is where they do the majority of their format changes, or their changes to all formats, not just standard. This change is occurring due to complaints that bans were happening too frequently, and too randomly. It's hard to invest in paper Magic when something may get changed without a warning. So another, like, really, I don't know, this is like really depressing to me to see like the balance of the game take a back seat. The fact that it is tied to paper, I really wish that, Alchemy was better, or like some kind of arena only format was just like standard, basically. Like standard, but for MTG Arena, where, we can make changes whenever. But that's another discussion for another day, whatever. Next up, we have so during the first 3 weeks of a set release, there will be a mini ban window. This is kind of like a really like weird, I don't know, when everybody was laughing in chat when we were watching this. Mini ban window is such like a weird it's such like a cute name to give to a ban window. I don't know, it's just very weird. This will give Wizards a small window that if something released has a profound negative impact on any format, where they can correct course. So I'm hoping, this is my hope, that they can use this mini ban window. I don't think they're going to use it this way, but I hope that they can ban other cards that are problematic, but I don't think that's the case. I think this mini ban window is only for cards that are being released within that set. So after a set releases, we have 3 weeks, and any card from that set that has an impact is going to get banned immediately. And they're talking mostly about like Feldar Guardian and Oko Thief of Crowns being cards that would be on the ban list during that mini ban window. Now, honestly, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this. The metagame doesn't necessarily settle within 3 weeks. Like, I don't remember how Fable had its come up, but I'm pretty sure it could have been after those 3 weeks. So yeah, I don't know. It is kind of, I feel like 3 weeks is a little bit of a tight window. Some cards might be sleepers and then pop up later, and I don't know. Again, this mini ban window, it says it's for that set specifically, I think, but I hope that's not the case. I hope they can like use, but it's pointless then to have a mini ban window if they can just ban cards from previous sets during that mini ban window. I don't know. It is a little bit frustrating, but hopefully this is good. But I'm not too hopeful that this mini ban window is going to do much, because I really doubt that we're going to see, unless it's like completely broken cards, like they're showcasing, which I guess is the point. They only want to ban like cards that are obviously broken that are discovered immediately, which is kind of it's fine as long as they're doing something, I guess. And then yeah, there's the updates for standard format on May 29th. So that's the big update essentially. At least that's what they were selling it as during the episode, but the episode of Weekly MTG that we watched yesterday. All right, yeah, it is what it is. We'll have to wait a long time, but well, long time, not too long, but kind of want answers now. You know what I mean? Like they've been dragging this out for a little bit longer than I think they should. But yeah, they're gonna announce more things. So they also said said they have more steps to their revitalizing standard mission. And the last thing that they kind of commented on was a question from chat was essentially they want standard to be more than just 2-color mid-range. So they want to design in such a way that decks have a much clearer identity and feel/play differently. And this is obviously a good thing. But I don't know if 1 extra year is enough to actually do something about this. But I guess since they're saying they want to design in such a way, maybe that's just going to change the fundamental design of sets. I hope. I hope that's the case. Because they did mention, there was a question yesterday about, are they like happy that Rakdos is like a format staple, is like an archetype that sees play in like multiple formats, is like the best deck in multiple formats? And they said, well, not really. They kind of like went around the question and then they answered and said no, it's not optimal. So well, they're not happy with that first of all, and then yeah, they don't like that it's just 2-color mid range. I mean, I don't think anybody enjoys the format that is just literally just pure mid range all the time and is just kind of restrictive. There's not like much variety that is viable. Only mid range decks pretty much. Like aggro is dead, control is dead, like a combo is kind of dead as well. But yeah, standard is not. Oh yeah, the last thing. I mean, I don't really care about this, but I guess it is relevant. Is they said they were not looking to improve standard at the expense of other formats. So they don't want to take away from other formats and improve standard. But I mean, I guess I don't really know what this means exactly, but everything is looking to be additive. Just because there's a spotlight on standard doesn't mean other formats will be less prioritized. Okay, so that means their resource manage, like when they're managing their personnel or like how many people they're dedicating to each format towards and making improvements, it's not like taking away from other formats. So I guess that is totally fine. Either way, not much, just a quick update. Do you think we'll be waiting for the 29th? And I'll make an update on that. But I just wanted to update on like a little bit of clarification on what's going on over there at Wizards of the Coast when it comes to their revitalizing standard plan. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye. If you enjoy my content and would like to help me keep making it, consider supporting me over on Patreon, where you're getting access to a bunch of bonus videos, as well as other rewards depending on the tiers. And thank you so much to all the lovely patrons that are already subscribed. I appreciate it very much. And I will see you all in the next video.